Good evening, school board members. My name is Terry King, and I am here tonight to discuss a couple things that benefit the children of the Highland Lakes Elementary School. Most of you know that the Highland Lakes Elementary School serves children from grades pre-K through fifth grade. Uh, it has come to our attention that the students attending Highland Lakes Elementary School is a below average on many subjects areas according to the data that I have collected. The school accommodates about 564 kids. That's just the ones enrolled with us. With the data here to show you that there are a few areas that we can improve on get the students becoming back on the right track and having them more confident in their learning. To start with, this out of all the schools in Texas, our school is the lowest, ranking at a 2 out of 10, and we are in the bottom 50% of it. Our school number is 7,338 out of 8,188 schools in the Texas area. At this, we are the bottom 50% again. Our math proficiency at our district, the mathematics proficiency level is at a 19%, which is very much below average when the state average of it is a 41. And we aren't sure where the struggle areas are, but with more research, we can pinpoint the exact areas as to where the students are struggling in. Now, when it comes to the language arts and reading proficiency, our district in proficiency level is at 35%, while the state average rate is at 51%, which is not bad. It's a little below, but not as bad as the other couple areas. And I feel if we approach this area, it can better the students in math and in science, because you have to have reading to make sure you know what you're understanding in the others. Now, our science. This is the lowest one out of the three subjects here, and it is sitting at a 10 to 14% proficiency, with the state average showing it to be a 46. That one is really low. So we're going to have to do a little bit of extra work on that area. Now, with the data in mind, our district's minority is higher than the state average of having the minority being Hispanic enrollment of 82%, with the state average of being 75%, minority being Hispanic. According to the data, we have determined that the reason our scores are so low is due to the diversity in the school and not having the resources or tools we need to assist the students with their learning needs. When having the language barrier, it comes hard for students to learn, especially when they do not understand the material that is in front of them or what is being said. This not only creates a challenge in the school with students, but it also creates a challenge with the parents. So, I have a few proposed solutions I would like to address. The first one I would like to come up and discuss would be target intervention programs for all subjects, whether it be math, science, reading, language arts, and history. And if we consider doing, the reading one, it will help also to make sure that they know. And by doing this, we would incorporate small groups, make personalized resources for certain students, and make sure we track their progress to ensure that they are getting the material that we are teaching them. Another one is culturally responsive curriculum, which would be having the teachers be able to revise their curriculum to meet the needs of the students by implementing differentiated diversity and making real world connections so the students are able to understand it better. And the main one that I think is going to be very important, me and my staff at the school board, is the language accommodations. There are several things that can be done for our language barrier. Teachers can make use of the fry square. If you aren't familiar with the fry square, it's a little square like this, and you put your words in the middle. And then in the four corners, you have the definition, a description, an example, and a non-example. The fry square will ensure that the students understand what the word is, and it also gives them a breakdown of different things with that word. The next one I think would be great is the think, pair, and share. This would be for the teacher to have open ended questions that's related to the material the students are learning. It helps create listening, speaking, and writing skills. Lastly, I feel that every class needs to have a word wall for the new sight words and the old sight words. Post them up on your wall so when you're doing assignments and the student has trouble coming up with that word, they can go over to the word wall and find that word that they're looking for, which it has the word and then it'll have the definition plus the description. That right there would make it a lot easier for the students to understand what's going on. Um, and those are just some things that we feel at the school would help with the students. In conclusion, on behalf of the Highland Lakes Elementary School, we feel that by implementing these strategies, we will become a better and more successful school. Um, we believe that every child is a gift from God and that they deserve the right to learn in their own way. We also think that if we could get our test scores up in the future by implementing all of these strategies, it might help with the grade levels and we would not have students being behind. We would like to thank you for giving us the time to bring up the data to your attention, and we hope that we can work together in making our school more successful for all students who attend and the ones in the future. Thank you, and we greatly appreciate your time. Have a good day. Branko, quit.